year. I have learned FEMA, of course at that time it was FERA under Dilip Bhai. He is very kind, very generous, and as you have rightly said, is always ready to help and ready to teach people. I can speak for next 45 minutes praising Dilip Bhai, but then I will not do justice to my subject, so I will come back to FEMA. As Dilip Bhai rightly said, it was in the year 1987 that we together took up a dream, and at that time, believe me, chartered accountants and advocates put together all over India, people who were practicing FERA were less than 5. And we took up a challenge that we want to train at least 100 chartered accountants to be experts on FERA. And with that, under Bombay Chartered Accountant Society, we started study circles, orientation courses and whatnot. From 87 to 2016, it is now 30 years, and I think our dream has well surpassed. But today I see majority of you very young, very young. In fact, some of you look like children straight out of the college. And I am very happy. This is a challenging subject and you will enjoy the subject. In fact, as Dilip Bhai would also confirm, we are fed up with certain practices. You go to sales tax department, you go to income tax department, and corruption is the uppermost in our mind. And we don't want to bribe. We don't like that practice. In fact, last month only, a girl chartered accountant had come to me. She actually cried because she does not like the corrupt practices which are there. She said, I did not become chartered accountant for this purpose. What should I do? Now, this is the state of affairs in India today. In this situation, the Reserve Bank is an oasis. Reserve Bank managers are professional. You can't bribe them. Even if you try to offer something, you will be spoiling your client's case. So you can't try to bribe them. There will be differences of opinion. That is there. That will always exist. Between husband and wife, between brothers and brothers, differences are always there. But they are professional. You can sit together with them, you can talk logically, you can argue. And so many times I have told Reserve Bank managers, executive director and deputy governor, sir, I don't agree with you. And they take it sportingly, and then they are prepared to sit down with you and argue with you. This is why we enjoy FEMA practice. We must also note that Reserve Bank and Finance Ministry are the guardians of our economy. Just as the military is the guardian of the geographical security of India, Reserve Bank and Finance Ministry are the guardians of our Indian economy. Some of you are seniors, you have attended my lectures, so excuse me sir, but I'll be referring to some which most of you juniors have not heard. So to that extent for you it may be a repetition, but for the youngsters I think it is necessary to tell some of these things. Reserve Bank and Finance Ministry, those of you who have seen the 1997 Southeast Asian crisis, when Indonesia, Malaysia and 5 nations went down under, became insolvent. That time India and China were the only 2 countries which survived attacks on our economy. And the world took note of the fact that yes, it is because of our regulations and because of our administrator that Indian economy was safe. After that, in 2008, America went insolvent. There was a big American crisis which went into Europe and several nations went insolvent. Again, India was protected by our Finance Ministry and Reserve Bank of India. The fact that you and I are sitting in an air-conditioned hall today is because our economy is strong. I remember in 1975 when I started my practice, even up to 1980, generally we did not have air-conditioned halls for our conferences. We could not spend this kind of money. Today we have 5-star conference halls also. But those were the times when we had to economize on everything. India has prospered. In that prosperity, a lot of factors have helped us. Friends, as they say, sir, to what? 45, so I got half an hour. Okay. I come down to our chartered accountancy normal practice. We take a law, read the section, try to interpret it. That is one way of doing practice. The other way of doing practice is having a macro view. You know that Income Tax Act is a legislation for revenue. It is enabled, Parliament has been enabled by our Constitution to pass such law. In absence of Income Tax Act, your income is your property, nobody can touch it. But because Parliament has passed legislation, under that law, government is entitled to impose a tax on you. No income tax officer can travel outside Income Tax Act. He cannot say that, Mr. You are very rich. Okay, so you please pay 50%. But RASHMIN is middle class. So